you don't like the taste of sugar as much as you like the way sugar makes you feel. Most people don't want to admit they're addicted to sugar. And in fact, most people don't even believe they're addicted to sugar until they try and give it up. And one of the reasons we kind of don't want to admit it is that we love, or we believe we love the taste of these sweet treats or the things that actually create those sugar spikes in our blood. But the truth is that your palate is incredibly fickle, and in fact, you can develop a palate for anything. And studies have shown that when someone, like a child, is exposed to a food they don't like, when you pair it with a food they do like, up to 11 different times with different things, the body can actually get used to and develop a palate for things. So if you think about the first time you had something that tasted awful, so it might have been a taste of coffee or alcohol or a cigarette, and your first immediate response is like, oh, that's disgusting. But then what happens is that the drug-like effects of whatever you're having hit the dopamine receptors in your brain, or if it's, even mildly addictive things, the serotonin things in your brain, and your brain registers pleasure. And so you're associating these two things. And even though it may not taste great, your brain goes, I might try that again. So then as we expose ourselves to that flavor, we develop a palate for it. But the truth is it's actually the drug that is the stronger response mechanism as to why we're having it. And this is really clear because if you've ever been off of sugar for 21 days, and we've had many people experience this on our 21-day challenge, and even Andy, when I first told him this, he didn't believe me. And then what happens is once your body is actually now in its natural factory settings, what I call homeostasis, of the palate and the body, and then you try those foods that you were severely addicted to, you're like, one, the body's like, whoa, you really feel the strong drug-like effects from it. And two, you're like, what was I so on about? This doesn't actually taste as good as I remember. And it's because when we're in the throes of sugar addiction, we're really loving something, we're associating the flavor, and we're not actually associating the drug-like responses with the reason we want it so much. So to give you an example, when Andy was first working with me, he didn't actually believe that I preferred the taste of, say, Brussels sprouts to a candy bar. And what happened was I had actually reconditioned and acclimated my palate to a much more natural palate. So when I would have those foods like the candy bars or, these little chocolate toffee candies that I would have, that at one point in my life, I would swear to you I love the flavor of. If I had one now, it would actually make me kind of nauseous to have because the flavors are so highly processed and intense. And the drug-like feeling that kind of it spikes in my body, and then I can actually have that in a full movie in my mind and my body when I look at it, so I'm not addicted to it. Whereas what's happened is that now I actually have a taste and a palate for things that I believe taste much better because they have natural flavor compounds in it. And when I do have these things, like the nut puck recipe that we love to share with people, is that it gives me that lovely taste of chocolate, the lovely kind of natural nutty, salty taste of the almond butter in it, and it's nourishing. And there's nothing that's going to give me that huge spike in my blood sugar that triggers those sugar cravings, those intense sugar cravings, and so it takes little to satiate me. And I associate this feeling of well-being with that, whereas those other things, I look at it and I just see trouble. I just see trouble in my body. And so you can actually do this. When you get off of sugar for 21 days and you start to acclimate your palate to natural things, you start to get the sense of an association with something that not only truly has flavor, because there's natural flavor compounds in it, they're not putting chemicals and addictive things in that are hyperstimulating to the palate. They actually make you feel good because you're experiencing true pleasure on the palate. They give you a sense of well-being because there's nutrients in it, right? And there's no kind of downside and plunge. So I've got a challenge for you. If you believe that sugar tastes good, or you believe that you're not addicted to sugar, I challenge you to take our 21-day sugar-free challenge, okay? Now, what's going to happen is we are going to give you all the tools and tips and strategies that are required to do this, because giving up sugar is hard. And so we want to make it as simple as possible for you. And that's why we've created this ebook along with a video program of our 7-day Eat Less Sugar Challenge. basically to get you to a place where sugar doesn't have a hold on your body. And we've created beautiful recipes that curb your sugar cravings, heal sugar erosion, and replace nutrients lost from sugar consumption, which is the best way to start to beat sugar addiction. We've got the recipes that are combined in meal plans depending on your level of sugar addiction, and we've got a quiz to help you assess what kind of sugar addict you are. And we've even included things like shopping lists and tools and strategies that are non-food related that deal with the underlying causes of our sugar addiction. And here's the thing we consistently notice. When people do the 21-day challenge and they go back to those foods that they swore they absolutely loved, they don't like the taste of it as much as they thought they did. The other thing that's going to happen when you do a 21-day challenge is you're going to start to look and feel younger in as little as 7 days into the challenge. You're also going to sleep better. You're going to wake up better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more consistent moods instead of these massive kind of mood swings. And you're going to be able to think clear. Your memory's going to improve. And that beautiful, grounded kind of homeostasis feeling that is our factory settings in nature is going to come back to you. So when you actually even try that sweet treat again, you're looking at it with a very different lens than when you were actually in the state of sugar addiction. So the only thing standing between you and being sugar-free is getting started. You don't have to be ready, because in the process of starting and taking the action towards it and the resources and tools that we give you, it will get you ready to give up sugar, to be sugar-free naturally, and truly step into that state. What we're all after is sweet freedom. So if you've liked this video, please press like, subscribe to our channel, and for more information, simply go to sweetfreedom.ca.